Hey guys, this is Kelly. Mari and I are back with another challenge. We are using the Ispy with Pi National Scrapbook Day words. They are associated with their Instagram account. They want you to hashtag Ispy with Pi and then whichever words that they have listed. And we are going to choose two of the words from the set, and I chose baseball and stars. So we are a family that loves to go to baseball games. We're pretty lucky. We have a couple of major league baseball teams near us. My husband is a diehard Orioles fan, and we love going to watch the Washington Nationals play because they are definitely closer for us. But this one is of the Washington Nationals, and what I did with this silhouette die cut is I found some clip art online, and it was free clip art. It was their logo, and I just copied and traced it in the Silhouette design studio, and it was so simple. Cut it out of white cardstock, and then I cut the outline edge in the red pattern paper. So the pattern paper that I'm using for this layout is all from Amy Tangerine, although none of the embellishments that I use are from that collection. So I really like the way that the W looks on that navy paper. That's like the B-side of one of her papers in the collection that I was using. I can't remember if it was Finders Keepers or Rise and Shine. I'm not sure. I have bits and pieces left of these collections. So I'm just looking through. The Nats team colors are red, white, and blue. They're, in the nation's capital. It's very hard not to have patriotic colors with this. So I thought that since I was doing their logo as like the main centerpiece of our page, that I would keep the colors red, white, and blue with the pop of yellow, just to try to make it not quite so patriotic, but just as something a little bit different as well. So I do want to have a couple paper layers behind my photo, and this navy polka dot is one of my favorites of her collection. I love navy, I love polka dots, and I like the polka dots because they're a little bit more whimsical. So I pulled out that blue paper just so that I could match my thread, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to stitch on the outside or if I want to stitch over top of the white silhouette cut file, and I ultimately decide that the cut file is thick enough to where it can handle a thicker stitching. So that is what I'm going to do. So I don't make you watch all of this. I just randomly poke holes with my little pokey tool. I've had this tool from Tonic for ages, and it's just so nice. It's got like a nice grip on it for when you do your hand stitching, or if you're going to poke holes for your brads. So for this, I am going to take 3 strands of embroidery floss and just do a simple back stitch all around the cut file. A lot of times when you see the Nats logo, it'll at least have 2 of the colors, whether it be red and navy or red and white, but I really wanted to put all 3 of the colors onto it. I just thought that it would make for a more interesting piece, especially since it's going to be the main focal point of the page, I guess, as far as embellishments go. So I am going to go ahead and pop up my photo on craft foam, and I know that I wanted to do some layers behind my photo, but I wasn't quite sure exactly what I wanted to do. I thought originally that I might just trim this bag and maybe put a tag behind it and put some hidden journaling, but I really wasn't sure if I really had enough to journal about, because I do want to make another page with a picture that I have of the field. It is just beautiful. So, I know that at some point I'll make a companion page for this, and that's probably where the journaling will make more sense to go on. So I pulled out this red and white striped washi tape. I wasn't quite liking the way that the the glassine envelope was looking. So I pulled out the red and white washi tape and I tore it in half, and I thought that I might end up doing just a couple layers underneath the photo, but I really like the way that it looks. So I'm thinking about what I want to do. Do I want to end up adding it to the whole page? Not the whole page, around the entire photo, and that's what I'm going to do in just a minute. So those blue letters are from Jelly Bean Soup, and I love the font. It's a great font. They're flatter letters, and here is my big mistake. I decide that that's definitely where I want them. I'm going to go ahead and put them down on the page, which is fine, except for I want to later tuck a star underneath the N for a little bit more interest, and also you know, to bring color throughout the page. And I'm going to kind of rip the paper, but I'll show you how it is easily fixed. So this yellow camera is from my stash. It is Freckled Fawn, and I just thought that it was pretty cute, and I wanted to use some of these embellishments on my page. So I thought that it needed to be grounded onto something, and I thought a label would be pretty easy to do. And it just, I didn't like the colors that I had from the Studio Calico labels, and I felt like this was when I really, you know, felt like the washi tape needed to go all the way around. So you're going to see me fuss with this just a little bit, and I end up cutting some of it out because it really did take me a while, because I'd already glued the photo down, and I wanted to have a certain look with the washi tape. I liked the torn edge. I liked how just a little bit of it peeked out. So again, you know, like I said, it's going to take me a while to fuss with it, but I end up finally getting it to where I like it, with just little pops of that red and white stripe peeking out from underneath the photo. So I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a different challenge for us. Sometimes coming up with challenges can be hard. You don't necessarily want to repeat the same things that you've done. You want to, you know, change things up. And, you know, we decided to go with some of the, you know, for the past several challenges, we've used some that have been from National Scrapbook Day. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with challenging yourself with challenges like that past National Scrapbook Day. We have several of these that we've already done, and a few more of the same, or not the same, of the National Scrapbook Day challenges set aside that I think we will probably end up doing as well. So I went ahead and decided that I needed bigger stars than what I had. I had pulled out some different size wood veneer stars, but they just weren't big enough for what I needed on my page. So I took some dies that I had, and I cut out some stars in various sizes that also matched my photo mat, and I felt like they looked a little empty when I put them on the page, and I did not want to stitch more for a couple of reasons. First of all, my wrist was not going to hold up for it, and second of all, I felt like it might be too much stitching and that it would take away from the W, which I did not want to do. So because the W is a little bit dimensional from the embroidery thread, and me taping it down, taping the embroidery thread down, and then, you know, adhering it to the page, I am going to pop that star up just a little bit, and it's only needed on one side, and I'm just going to do that one and let the other two tuck behind the N, and the third smaller one to form the visual triangle. So you can see where when I pulled up the N that it ripped the paper, but by placing the star over most of it and then placing the N back where it came up, I was able to hide most of that. And I ended up getting another N from the pack because the other one bent when I was pulling it up. And part of me was like, oh, use it. I want to save the, you know, the other N just in case I need it. And then the other part of me was like, you know what? it's going to bug you because it's bent, and just use it. Use the perfect one on the page so that you will be 100% happy with it. So this is pretty much it. I do cut out quite a bit of me moving the wood veneer around. It is sickening how I can't make up my mind when it comes to the clusters. Usually what happens is I can get 2 of the 3 clusters perfect, and I just end up pushing around things on one cluster for an extremely long time until I finally just let it go. And so I saved you from watching that. I will not lie though, I know I spent at least 10 minutes pushing around the wood veneer on one cluster. Anyway, that's it for me. If you guys haven't seen Mari's video, please go ahead and check that out as well. I'll link it in the description box below, and I have some close-up shots coming up so that you can see the details of the page. So thanks so much for joining us. I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.